Good morning. Um, I've spoke before on here about how important I think it is for content creators to stay focused, especially on the left, and that you've got to figure out what it is that on the left that you want to focus on to do the most good. I've told you guys before. I'm a throwback. I was raised by older people, and I'm going to always look at the issues of our times with a slightly vintage, maybe point of view that I think people might find entertaining or interesting or whatever. I talk a lot about climate change and how climate change, COVID, and the how Ebola came over here, and all these different crises are kind of tied together, as well as the denial that we face from many people within our communities. Um, I think that I'm kind of a pessimist when it comes to climate change. And I think that for the most part, it's already over with. It's people I talk to that don't like that, it's over with. I think it makes people feel good to think that they've got some kind of power over this. And the reality is we don't. Corporations run the country, and the U.S. government's pretty much beholden to these corporations, Monsanto and GE, Viacom, all that. They're beholden. And to me, watching Bezos and watching them go up into space was just a reminder of that. I've talked about on here before how I can't watch this stuff. I won't do any videos on it because it actually bothers me to realize that that's the rich telling you we're leaving you people behind. We're going. We're going into space. And that bothers me. That bothers me to know that, to understand that. I if something big was coming and I had 24 hours, I would do a video simply laying out a concise, chronologically based timeline on how we got to where we are. And it's important to understand that our understanding of climate science has grown and developed, of course, it has, for us, for the working people. I'm not talking about the very rich, because I believe they've known the Chevron documents showing that even back in the 70s they were concerned about climate change, and it's amazing that a corporation was looking at that in the 70s, and these dumbass rednecks today still don't believe in it. They're telling you we knew, we did this shit anyway, and your dumbass like, yeah, I still don't believe in it. And these people had the knowledge to say, let's spend money researching this back in the 70s. When you run a business like that, you're looking at it from every angle, because you have to. Every angle. Because you're always looking at the future. You're always looking at how things look. You're always looking at how society will view you and how you have to stay relevant and realistic and all that stuff. Um, that's what I would do. I would do a video on that. And I think that's pretty much what these videos I do on climate change really are. They're simply uh, a rough, sloppy uh, view of landmarks in the path towards uh, our negative outcome in relation to climate change. That's all this stuff is. the most recent IPCC report that was released, I think it was back in July, saying that they've proven climate change is caused by humans. We knew this, and I talked about how that's primarily a historical document. It's good, it's nice, but that stuff's not happening. That our use in fossil fuels has only grown, and that there isn't even really a drive right now to do anything about this stuff. And I always talk about how a major war, I don't care what you guys do, if a major war starts, all of your stuff will be dashed. It's all connected. Warfare, climate change, pandemics, famines. These things are all connected. You can't look at one without the other. And I just think that my content, in many ways, maybe it's dark to say this, is simply a attempt to provide a reference, a record, a witness to American stupidity, to a society in decline, and a society that is willfully speeding towards its own destruction. A society that really is wishing for its own destruction, and that has I'm looking at this thing now, one of these rappers is talking about knocking the mask, knocking the shot. I think it was, I forgot the guy's name. It's just crying out for destruction, crying out for harm to their own community. I don't know. That's sad to me, because I guess I thought we'd be further along than this. And I always knew a pandemic was coming. And I thought we'd handle it better. Thanks for listening.